Hello class 7 student. Today I am going to start a new lesson, that is chapter 6 of geography, atmospheric pressure. Here we will discuss about the factors of the atmospheric pressure and what are the influences of the atmospheric pressure in this regard. Here let's start with the factors of the atmospheric pressure that has to be discussed. First of all, we need to understand about atmospheric pressure. We know that the earth surface, above the earth surface there is an envelope of air, and this air is called atmosphere. In the previous chapter I discussed that as we go up the pressure decreases. Why? The atmosphere has remained intact because of the gravity of the earth, and the earth is pulling the atmosphere towards its surface, and in this way a pressure of air is generated over the earth surface. Towards the near the surface of the earth the pressure is the highest, and as we go up the pressure decreases. But this pressure also all over the atmosphere, all over the envelope of air is not remain same all over the earth surface. Why is it? There are certain factors where the atmospheric pressure is differentiated, it's changing day by day. So here there are three main factors which determines the atmospheric pressure. This factor is number one, that is temperature. Number two, its altitude. And number three, water vapor. So here it is, the three main factors that influence the atmospheric pressure as temperature, altitude, water vapor. So let's discuss separately what are the contribution of temperature, altitude and water vapor. Let's discuss about temperature. In the form of temperature, we know that air expands when heated, and as air expands when heated it becomes light than the surrounding. As air becomes lighter it rises up. As it rises up, we have termed during the sea breeze and land breeze that as air rises up, the bottom air generate low pressure. It is because of this the temperature is directly related to the atmospheric pressure of the earth surface. When the temperature is high, atmospheric pressure is low. When the temperature is low, the air is in contracted form. As it is contracted form, it does not expand, it is air, and the air density is increased. So in this way is pressure high. Opposite to it, here air density is low, air density is high. Pressure high, density high. Pressure low, density low. So in high temperature pressure is low, or the air density is low. In low temperature pressure is high, air pressure is high, and density is high. This determines the atmospheric temperature over the earth surface. As it determines over the earth surface, as I have already mentioned, that air start traveling from high pressure area to low pressure area. High pressure area to low pressure area. and in this regard we find there is a pressure gradient and wind start blowing from high pressure area to low pressure area. It is because of this the atmospheric pressure is influenced. Until the pressure of this both becomes same, balanced, then there is no movement of wind here. So what we have learned, that temperature influences the atmospheric pressure over the earth's surface. The next thing is that very simple, that is altitude, and in every time I have already been mentioned, altitude plays a very important role. We have already mentioned that as we go up the pressure of the atmosphere, that means the highest depth of the atmosphere is at the level of the sea, and here pressure is the highest, and as we go up the depth of the atmosphere decreases. The height increase but the depth decreases. As the height increase, depth decrease, and also the pressure start decreasing over the earth's surface. So it is because of the contribution of the altitude, though it is also not connected with the sun's radiation, the altitude of the surface as it increase, the pressure start decreasing, and the atmospheric pressure is the highest at the bottom of the atmosphere, that is at the sea level or in any plain area. As I have already mentioned, the temperature also plays an important role in the atmospheric pressure, in determining the atmospheric pressure. This temperature from the weather, it is because of the sun which is radiated. The places which receives the higher insolation of the sun, the temperature of the atmosphere increase and the pressure becomes lower as the air start rising up. As a result, low pressure tends to form. In the same way, where there is low temperature, the pressure is higher and the air is in the contractive form, it is denser and the density is higher. So in altitude also plays a very important role. As we go up, pressure decreases, and it is because of the air pressure decreases if we are going up. Suppose if we are rising up the atmosphere with a balloon, so we need certain breathing gear like oxygen cylinder, oxygen mask to go up in the atmosphere, because the density of the atmosphere is very low, and without breathing aid we cannot survive there. So when we are going in aeroplane, the aeroplane tends to fly at about more than 15,000 meters above the earth's surface, so the air pressure is very low and we cannot take oxygen from this very low air pressure. So in regard, what does it do? They had a universal form of atmosphere which is formed by pressurizing the fuselage of the aeroplane, because the cabin of the aeroplane is pressurized with air, which bring out with the similarity of the lower layer of the atmosphere, and the passengers inside the aeroplane can breathe. Suppose think that the one of the window broke out in the aeroplane and whole of the atmospheric pressure, air pressure inside the cabin of the aeroplane is decreased, and in this regards the passengers cannot breathe. Here to some extent, till the aeroplane descend downwards, it takes about 2 to 5 minutes to descend downwards. Till then the passengers had to breathe. For that, a reserve kind of oxygen system is already present in the aeroplane, and as the pressure decreases immediately, certain kinds of yellow color mask comes down above the seat of each and every passenger, and a passenger can take the mask into their nose and they can breathe fresh oxygen from that mask. It is in this way in TV, film, cinemas, we see that whenever there are turbulence inside the aeroplane, we see that yellow colors thing are coming down above the passenger seat, and the passengers are taking that yellow color thing which are the mask, and the passengers used to breathe in through their mask. It is true, the yellow color mask system that are shown in the cinemas are true. So this is the one of the main factor of the influence of atmospheric pressure. Another factor that influence the atmospheric pressure is water vapor. You see, water vapor is warm, and when the temperature of the air rises up, it expands. As it expands, the gap of the molecules between the air is high. It increases, and here water vapor also had certain very tiny droplets. Water vapor is also very tiny droplets, and when water tends to take a form of gas or vapor, this air, when it warms out as it expands, the molecules of water vapor also can remain suspended into the air. And it is because of the presence of the water vapor, the air pressure of that place decreases. But we need to understand properly that for the air pressure to decrease because of the water vapor, before the air must be expanded and it must warm up due to the insolation of the sun. It is because of the sun in the low pressure area, as we are experiencing rainy season. Now, as the atmosphere in the Tropic of Cancer, in above or near the Tropic of Cancer, in tropical area like in Assam or in northern part of India, we are experiencing a little amount of rain. Why is it? It is because of the warm atmosphere, and the pressure is decreasing. As pressure is decreasing, the water vapor tends to come in contact with the warm air, and water vapor start condensing to form cloud, and we are getting the rain from the cloud. So it is this, because of this contribution, the air pressure, atmospheric pressure, depends on water vapor also. So water vapor plays a significant role in the expansion of the air, and the air pressure decreases. Again, this water vapor, altitude, and the temperature of the air determines the atmospheric pressure. So already I have mentioned about the temperature, and in altitude there one important example that many of you has gone to hill station. Can you name this hill station? Anyone? Hill station like Nainital, Darjeeling, and to the nearest that we can say is a little higher than Assam, that is Shillong. If you go to Shillong in summer season, in the month of June, July, the atmospheric pressure is quite cool there in comparison to Assam. Why is it? It is because Shillong is situated in higher elevation, higher altitude. So it is a good example of the atmospheric temperature which decreases in high altitude. You can go to Shillong in July in the summer vacation to experience this cool climate, but you have to remember that as the altitude is higher, the monsoon wind that are coming from the Bay of Bengal hits the southern part of Himalayas and also southern part of Meghalaya Plateau, which pours enormous amount of rainfall over the hilly areas, which flooded out the Assam state. So you have to remain in a rainy area, and always you have to carry umbrella as you are living in Shillong and Cherrapunji. Cherrapunji receives the highest amount of rainfall in the world, which is about 1250 centimeter annual rainfall. annual rainfall. So again, in the last class we will discuss about the pressure belt of the world, and there are about 4 pressure belt of the world. They are equatorial low pressure belt, subtropical high pressure belt, subpolar low pressure belt, polar high pressure belt. So we will discuss these things and we will proceed towards the remaining part of the lesson. For the time, thank you. I hope so you will understand. If you don't understand, do ask me any queries in the WhatsApp group, and do share this video to your classmate who have not found out the video, the link. I will send this link. Thank you.